Hi, I'm Erica Paredes, one of your beauty ministers here at bdjbox.com, and today I'm going to teach you how to get like a really nice beach makeup look. And by this, I don't mean like when you're tanning or anything, but usually you have weddings or maybe sunset parties to attend when you're at the beach. So you don't want to go barefaced either. You still want to look fresh and glowing, and you kind of have to cheat to get that effect. When you're at the beach and you're putting makeup on yourself, I suggest that you completely skip the foundation because it might look too thick and it's definitely going to melt under the scorching sun. Instead, use a pore minimizer if you want flawless skin, and I love Laura Mercier's Tone Perfecting Cream. It also doubles as a moisturizer. I put this in the areas that usually feel, I don't know, oily or whatever, because it helps it stay matte. So for me, it's my cheekbones, my nose, my chin, and my forehead. Don't put too much. Conceal only the parts that you need concealed. If you have any redness, if you have any blemishes, then do that. And also, you can use concealer on your eyelids so your eyeshadow will stick later on. And that's it. Don't put it anywhere else. You don't need it. You're at the beach. And then set it with a little bit of powder, super little. Use a brush when you're applying your powder. You can also use loose powder because when you use the sponge, sometimes it goes on too thick. So it might be better to use a brush and then just build on it as you go along. So the colors I picked today are not too dark. A Revlon one, Sunlit Sparkle, a MAC one called Paredes, which I really love. It's like, it looks really orange, but it's like a peach, like a melon shade almost. And it's perfect at the beach. So I'm gonna use that with this. When you're at the beach, you don't wanna go too dark. You don't wanna use, try not to go too smoky because everything's just gonna melt off. There's no point. And this is your time to have fun with makeup. So let's start with the lightest shade. Always start with the lightest shade. And then put it until your brow bone. If you don't know where that is, this is your crease. It's that bone right under it. Okay, after this, next shade is Paredes, Melony shade that I really like. So for this, just put it on your lid, maybe until the crease. Makes your eyelid a bit iridescent, which I love. You can blend it a little bit. They're both pretty light colors, so you could actually get away with not blending it yet because you still have the darkest shade, which is MAC's Humid. It's a green, a mossy green shade. Remember that when you're using a darker shade to tap the excess off so it doesn't get all over your face. And for this, I just want it on the outer corners to make your eyes look wider. If you get any excess like that, you can always just brush it off. Now is the time that you really have to blend because you don't want any distinct lines between the colors. You just want all of them to kind of blend together. Add a little bit of the Paredes again, which is the second shade, just to blend it with the darker shade. And lastly, the first shade on the very inner corner. Just brushing off the excess eyeshadow that fell on my face. So as you can see, you still get the depth and stuff of like a smoky eye that you would do in the city, but with lighter colors, so it matches more with the beach. For the eyeliner I'm gonna use, I'm not gonna use a black one. I usually use black in the city, but since I'm at the beach, I'll use something a bit lighter and something that complements the colors that I already used. So today I'm using a green eyeliner called Rosemary and Thyme. It's from MAC. Kind of just enhances the colors that you can add a little bit on the bottom as well. Mascara for the beach, always waterproof. Always, always, always. Even if you're not in the pool, even if you're not swimming, super hot there. And especially if you're going to a wedding or a party where you plan to have a few drinks, you're definitely gonna sweat at a wedding, you're gonna cry. So make sure always waterproof. Using a Shuamura eyelash curler, which is my favorite. This particular eyelash curler, I have had this for about 6 years and I haven't had to change it. I just changed the pads. I love it. I never go anywhere without it. And I am using Maybelline's The Magnum Volume Express waterproof, which makes your eyelashes look super like you're wearing falsies. It's great. When you put mascara on, make sure that you don't take it straight out of the tube. There's a lot of excess product. Make sure that you kind of wipe it off. And when you put it on your eyelid, on your lashes, move them side to side from the base until the tip for even coverage and so there's no clumps. And if you like, you can also put on your bottom lashes just a little bit. Do it gently. You could actually do it this way. And again, side to side. The next step is blush and bronzer. Bronzer is super important at the beach. It enhances the tan that you get when you're sunbathing, or even just when you're hanging out by the pool. Even in the shade, you'll get a bit darker at the beach. So bronzer always helps enhance that. A blush first. This is everyone's go-to blush. It's NARS and it's called Orgasm. It's great because it matches most skin tones. It's like a pinky shade with gold flecks in it. So the perfect way to put blush is to smile in the mirror and look for the apples of your cheeks, which are these. Basically, it's the part that comes out when you smile, and that's where you put your blush. For bronzer, I'm using e.l.f., which you can find at PCX, First Aid, or any department store actually. This is actually a duo set which has a contouring blush and bronzing powder, but since I used the NARS one earlier, I'm just using the bronzer of this. Like I always say, don't be afraid to mix and match your products. If you have, let's say, a palette of 4 colors and you only like 2 of them, then only use 2 of them. And if you want to match it with another thing that's separate from it, go ahead. Nobody says that you have to use the entire palette if you don't want to. So for this, only the bronzer. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put it kind of in the same area as I put my blush, but a bit higher, and brush it towards my cheekbones. And then for bronzer, you also put it everywhere where the sun hits you, meaning your forehead, your nose, your chin, your cheeks, and if you're wearing a strapless dress, put a little bit on your shoulders as well. Maybe your collarbone too, just a little. If you like to enhance your color even more, you can use a highlighter after your bronzer. I'm using MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish in Naked You. And for this, really just super little on your cheekbones above the bronzer. Just there, and that's fine. Maybe if you want your shoulders, collarbone, but no more on your face, you look too oily. Last 2 steps. First, kilay. Don't forget your eyebrows. People often neglect and overlook the eyebrows, but they can really change your whole look. So for this, I'm using Makeup Forever. It's waterproof. Again, when at the beach, when you can use waterproof, please do. For your last step, you can either just put lip balm on your lips and keep it bare, because I think, it already looks good. But if you want a pop of color, since everything else is a bit subdued, you can use a really colorful lipstick. I have 2 shades here. One is like a fuchsia and one is an orange. But since we're at the beach and you're probably gonna be tanned, let's go with orange. So there you have it. A super fun, playful, colorful makeup look for the beach. Like I said, just a recap, try not to use black. No to smoky eyes, but you can still make it colorful, you can still make it fun. And yes, to super bright lips. I love it. Again, this is Erica. I'll see you next time, but for more articles and videos, visit bdjbox.com.